They say your godmother is supposed to be your spiritual guide, your protector, the person who steps in if your parents can't. When I chose my best friend Renee to be my daughter's godmother, I chose her because I trusted her with my child's soul. She'd been my best friend for 15 years. We'd met in college at Howard University, 2 girls from the South trying to make it in D.C. We'd been through everything together. Breakups, job losses, family drama, celebrations, heartbreaks, triumphs. She was my sister friend, my ride or die, the person I called first with good news and bad. When I met my husband Terrence, Renee was the one who told me, "Girl, that's your husband." When we got married, she was my maid of honor. When I got pregnant, she threw my baby shower. And when my daughter Zara was born, there was no question who would be her godmother. At Zara's baptism at Metropolitan Baptist Church, Renee stood before God and our community and vowed to guide Zara spiritually, to be her second mother, to protect her always. For 7 years, she played that role perfectly. Auntie Nini was at every birthday party, every school event, every family dinner, until I discovered she was also playing another role, my husband's mistress. This is the story of the ultimate double betrayal. When your husband and your best friend destroy you together, and how I burned both their lives to the ground. My name is Monica Patterson, and before I tell you about the betrayal that shattered everything I thought I knew about trust, friendship, and family, you need to understand who Renee was to me. Not who she became, who she was. I met Renee Carter in August 2008 at Howard University. I was 18, a freshman from Birmingham, Alabama, nervous about being in D.C., away from home for the first time. Renee was also 18, from Charlotte, North Carolina, just as nervous as me. We were assigned as roommates in the Harriet Tubman quadrangle dorm. I still remember moving in that first day, both our mothers fussing over us, making sure we had everything we needed, trying not to cry about leaving their babies. "I'm Monica," I said, extending my hand to the girl who would become my best friend for 15 years. "Renee," she said, smiling. "And girl, I'm so glad you look normal. I was scared they'd give me some crazy roommate." We laughed. And just like that, we clicked. Those 4 years at Howard were everything. Renee and I were inseparable. We had the same major, communications. Joined the same sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, spring of sophomore year. Studied together, partied together, cried together over boys who weren't worth our tears, celebrated together when we aced exams or got internships or made the dean's list. "You're my sister," Renee would say, and I'd say it back. Because that's what we were, sister friends. The kind of friendship where you don't need to explain yourself, where you can call at 3 a.m. and the other person answers, where you know each other's families and histories and dreams. We graduated together in 2012. Both got jobs in D.C. I went into corporate communications for a nonprofit. She went into marketing for a consulting firm. We got an apartment together in Columbia Heights. Continued being inseparable. Friday happy hours, Sunday brunches, girls' trips to Miami and New Orleans. We were living our best lives as young Black professional women in D.C. That's when I met Terrence Patterson. It was 2013. I was 23, had been working for a year, was feeling confident and established. A mutual friend invited me to a Juneteenth celebration at Meridian Hill Park. That's where I saw him. Tall, dark-skinned, athletic build, wearing a Howard University t-shirt. "You went to Howard?" I asked, approaching him. "Class of 2011, he said, smiling. "Business school." "You?" "Class of 2012, communications." We talked all afternoon. He was 25, working in project management for a government contractor. From Maryland originally, lived in D.C. He was funny, smart, ambitious, respectful. Asked for my number before I left. The first person I called when I got home was Renee. "Girl, I met someone," I said. "Tell me everything," she said. I told her. About Terrence. About how we'd talked for hours. About how he'd asked me to dinner that weekend. "Go," she said immediately. "That man sounds like husband material." That first date turned into a second, then a third, then 6 months of dating. Renee was there for all of it. Every milestone, every date story, every moment of falling in love. "Bring him over for dinner," Renee said, after we'd been dating for 3 months. "I need to meet this man who's got my girl smiling 24/7. Terrence came over to our apartment. Renee cooked, her famous shrimp and grits. The 3 of us ate together, talked, laughed. At the end of the night, Renee pulled me aside in the kitchen. "Mon, that's your husband," she said seriously. "I'm telling you, that man is in love with you. Don't let him go." "You really think so?" I asked. "I know so," she said. "Trust me." 2 years later, Terrence proposed. We were in Charleston for a weekend trip, a city I'd always wanted to visit. He took me to Waterfront Park at sunset, got down on one knee in front of the pineapple fountain, and asked me to be his wife. I called Renee before I called my mother. "He proposed," I screamed into the phone. She screamed back. "I knew it. I told you. Girl, I'm so happy for you." "Will you be my maid of honor?" I asked. "Are you kidding? Of course. We're doing this together." And we did. For the next 8 months, Renee helped me plan everything. She came to dress fittings, cake tastings, venue tours. She threw my bridal shower and bachelorette party. She was there for every moment of wedding planning, excited and supportive and involved. The wedding was in August 2016 at Metropolitan Baptist Church in D.C., a beautiful, historic black church where I'd started attending. 200 guests, including our families from Alabama and North Carolina. Renee stood next to me as my maid of honor, wearing a burgundy dress that complemented my white gown perfectly. In her maid of honor speech at the reception, Renee said, "Monica has been my sister for 8 years. My best friend, my partner in crime, my person. And Terrence, you're getting the best woman I know. You better take care of her, because if you don't, you'll have to answer to me." Everyone laughed. Terrence promised he would. They hugged. I cried happy tears. For the first 4 years of marriage, everything was good, really good. Terrence and I bought a townhouse in Northeast D.C., in the Brooklyn neighborhood. We both got promotions at our jobs. I became a senior communications manager. He became a senior project manager. We traveled. Jamaica, Mexico, Dubai, Ghana. We hosted dinner parties where Renee was always invited. She'd bring wine, help me cook, stay late talking and laughing. "You two are relationship goals," Renee would say, watching Terrence and me together. "This is what I want someday." She was single at the time. Dated here and there, but nothing serious. "I'm waiting for my Terrence," she'd joke. In year 5 of our marriage, I got pregnant. Terrence and I had been trying for a year, had started to worry it wouldn't happen. When that test finally showed positive, I cried. Called Terrence first, then Renee. "You're going to be a godmother," I told her. "Wait, what? You're pregnant?" she asked. "Yes, and I want you to be the godmother. Will you?" She started crying. "Monica, of course I will. I love you so much. I'm so happy for you." Those 9 months, Renee was incredible. She threw my baby shower, elaborate event at a venue in Georgetown, decorated beautifully, all my friends and family there. She helped set up the nursery, came to doctor's appointments when Terrence had to work, brought me food when I had morning sickness. "You're going to be an amazing mom," she'd say, rubbing my belly. "And I'm going to spoil this baby rotten." Zara Grace Patterson was born on March 15, 2021, 7 pounds, 3 ounces, with a head full of black hair and her father's eyes. The most beautiful baby I'd ever seen. Renee was at the hospital within hours. Held Zara, cried, told me she was perfect. "Welcome to the world, goddaughter," she whispered to my baby. "Auntie Nene is going to love you so much." The baptism was 3 months later, back at Metropolitan Baptist. My parents came from Birmingham. Terrence's parents came from Maryland. Our church family filled the pews. Renee stood at the front with us, wearing a white dress, tradition for godparents at our church. Pastor Williams performed the ceremony. When it came time for Renee to take her vows as godmother, she placed her hand over Zara's tiny head and promised before God and our community, "I vow to guide Zara spiritually, to pray for her, to be a positive influence in her life, to support Monica and Terrence in raising her in faith, and to be there for Zara always, as her second mother, her protector, her spiritual guardian. I cried during those vows. Because I believed them. Because I trusted Renee completely. Because I couldn't imagine anyone better to help guide my daughter through life. For the next 7 years, Renee was everything a godmother should be. Auntie Nini was a constant presence in Zara's life. She came to birthday parties, every single one from age 1 to age 7. She came to school events, dance recitals, doctor's appointments when I needed backup. She babysat when Terrence and I needed date nights. She bought Zara gifts for every holiday, read her books, played with her, genuinely loved her. Zara adored her. "When is Auntie Nini coming?" she'd ask constantly. "Can we call Auntie Nini? I want to show Auntie Nini my drawing." Renee was family. Not just my best friend. Family. She had a key to our house. Would let herself in sometimes, call out, "It's just me," and make herself at home. Would stay for dinner, help with dishes, watch TV with us. Some weekends she'd sleep over in our guest room after late nights of drinking wine and catching up. She was woven into the fabric of our lives. Our marriage, our family, our home. Which is why what happened felt like my entire world exploding. It started about 18 months ago. Small things I noticed but dismissed. Renee started texting Terrence more. I'd see his phone light up with her name. "Just checking on dinner plans," he'd say. Asking if we need anything from the store. A normal godmother stuff, I thought. She started coming over more often when I wasn't home. I'd come back from running errands and she'd be there. "I stopped by to drop off some books for Zara," she'd say. "Terrence let me in." Made sense, I thought. She has a key anyway. Terrence started working late more often. "Big project," he'd say. "Need to stay late to finish." I trusted him, so I didn't question it. Then 6 months ago, things intensified, but I still didn't see it. I was too trusting, too blind, too stupid. Renee started looking different. Lost weight, dressed better, wore more makeup. "New year, new me," she said when I complimented her. Decided to invest in myself. She got more distant with me. Canceled plans more often. "Work is crazy," she'd say. "Can we reschedule?" We went from seeing each other twice a week to twice a month. But she still came around for Zara. Still showed up for birthdays and holidays. Still played the doting godmother role perfectly. Then 3 months ago, something happened that made my stomach turn, but I pushed the feeling down. It was a Saturday. Terrence was working. Big deadline, he said. Zara and I were home. Renee called. "Hey girl, can I come get Zara for a few hours? I want to take her to that new kids museum." "Sure," I said. She'd love that. Renee picked up Zara around 10 a.m. I stayed home, did laundry, cleaned, enjoyed the quiet. Around 2 p.m., I realized I needed to pick up Zara's prescription from the pharmacy. I called Renee. "Hey, I need to grab Zara's medicine. Are you guys still at the museum? I can meet you." "Oh, we actually left already," Renee said, sounding flustered. We stopped for lunch. I'll bring her home soon." "Where are you? I can come get her and you don't have to drive back." No, it's fine. I'll bring her home in like an hour. We're fine." Something in her voice felt off, but I let it go. She brought Zara home at 4 p.m. Zara was full of stories about the museum and lunch. "And then we went to Daddy's office," she said excitedly. I froze. "What?" "Daddy's office," Zara said. "He showed me his desk. It was so cool." I looked at Renee. She'd gone pale. "You went to Terrence's office?" I asked carefully. "Oh, yeah," Renee said too quickly. "He texted that he was on lunch break, so we stopped by to say hi. You know, since we were nearby. He's working today," I said. "Big deadline. He can't take breaks." "Right, well, it was just 5 minutes," Renee said, backing toward the door. "Anyway, I should go. Love you, Mon. Love you, Zara." She left quickly. Too quickly. I called Terrence. "Hey, babe. Renee said she and Zara stopped by your office today." Brief pause. "Oh, yeah. Just for a minute. They were nearby. I thought you couldn't take breaks because of the deadline. It was just 5 minutes. Zara wanted to see my desk." "Okay," I said, but my stomach felt sick. That night, after Zara was asleep, I couldn't shake the feeling. Something was wrong. I went to Terrence's laptop. He'd left it open on the kitchen table. I'm not a snooper. Never had been. But that feeling wouldn't go away. I opened his iMessage. Scrolled through. Mostly work messages. Texts with me. Texts with his boys. Then I saw her name. Renee. The most recent message was from that afternoon. She almost caught us. We need to be more careful. His response. I know. That was too close. Delete these. Already did for my phone. You delete too. My hands started shaking. I scrolled up. Most messages were deleted. Just fragments remaining. I miss you. Can't wait to see you tonight. Tell Monica I can't make dinner. Say work thing. My vision blurred. I kept scrolling. Found one message from 2 months ago that hadn't been deleted. Renee, I feel guilty doing this in your house. In the house where Monica lives. Where Zara sleeps. This is so wrong. Terrence, I know. But I can't stop. I love you. Renee, I love you too. But we're destroying her. Terrence, we'll figure it out. We'll tell her eventually. Together. I sat at that kitchen table and felt my entire world collapse. My husband and my best friend. Together. In my house. Where my daughter sleeps. I didn't cry. Not yet. Instead, I took photos of every message I could find. Then I opened Terrence's phone. Password was Zara's birthday. Same as always. Went to his deleted messages. Found months of messages he thought were gone. Photos. Explicit photos. Of Renee. Photos he'd sent back. Hotel receipts. I love you messages. Plans to meet when I was at work. Plans to meet when he was supposed to be working late. One message from 4 months ago. Monica asked me to be Zara's godmother 7 years ago because she trusted me with her child's soul. And I'm sleeping with her husband. What kind of person am I? Terrence's response. A person in love. This isn't either of our faults. Monica and I grew apart. You and I found each other. It is what it is. Another message from 6 months ago. I was in your house today for Zara's birthday party. I watched Monica frost the cake. I hugged her. Told her I loved her. Then I went upstairs and texted you that I couldn't wait to see you later. I'm going to hell. Terrence, we're both going to hell. But at least we'll be together. I spent 3 hours that night going through everything. Recovering deleted messages, screenshotting, backing up to cloud storage. By the time I was done, I had hundreds of messages spanning back 18 months. The affair had started exactly when I noticed things shifting. I found the first message. Hey Renee. Thanks for coming over today to help with Zara. I know Monica appreciates having you around. Standard. Her response. Of course. Anything for my goddaughter. And for you guys. Then 2 weeks later. Terrence, can I ask you something? Do you think Monica would be upset if I started dating someone from your firm? I don't want it to be weird. Him. Why would it be weird? Her. I don't know. You're her husband. I'm her best friend. I don't want to overstep. Him. You could never overstep. Your family. The messages got more personal, more frequent, more intimate. By month 3, they'd crossed every line. By month 6, they were meeting in hotels, in our house when I was at work, in his office when he was supposed to be working. By month 12, they were saying, I love you. By month 18, now, they were planning how to leave me. I sat in my kitchen at 2 a.m., looking at these messages, and something inside me turned ice cold. Not sad, not heartbroken, just cold, calculating, furious. I made a plan. First, I called in sick to work for the rest of the week, told my boss I had the flu. Second, I drove to a lawyer's office, the best divorce attorney in D.C., someone I'd researched months ago when that first sick feeling started. I brought all my evidence. This is everything you need, the attorney said after reviewing it. Adultery, evidence of the affair, financial records showing he used marital funds for hotels and gifts. You'll get primary custody, the house, majority of assets. His affair with your child's godmother? Judges hate that. Good, I said. File everything. Third, I went to our church, asked to speak with Pastor Williams privately. Pastor, I need to tell you something about my daughter's godmother, I said. I told him. Showed him the messages. His face went through shock, disgust, sadness. Renee will no longer serve as Zara's godmother, he said. The church takes these vows seriously. This is a violation of sacred trust. I want it formalized, I said. I want her removed officially. I want it on record. It will be done, he said. Fourth, I called my parents, told them everything. They got on a plane from Birmingham that night. Fifth, I prepared to blow up both their worlds. Friday evening, I told Terrence we needed to talk. Zara was at my parents' hotel. They'd picked her up from school. We're keeping her for the weekend. "What's up, babe?" he asked, sitting on the couch. I handed him my phone, opened to a screenshot of his messages with Renee. His face went white. "Monica." "How long?" I asked, my voice deadly calm. "Baby, I can explain." "How long?" 18 months, he whispered. 18 months, a year and a half. You've been fucking my best friend, Zara's godmother, in our house, in hotels, wherever you could, for 18 months. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. You fell in love with her. You told her you loved her. You planned to leave me. We were confused. Don't you dare make this about confusion, I said. You made choices. Every single time, every lie, every hotel, every time she came to our house and you fucked her in our guest bedroom while our daughter slept down the hall. You made choices. I'm sorry, he said, and started crying. I felt nothing. I filed for divorce yesterday, I said. You need to move out. This weekend. I want you gone. Can we please talk about this? There's nothing to talk about. My lawyer has all the evidence, adultery, dissipation of marital assets. You'll get to see Zara on a custody schedule the court decides. Now get out of my house. He left. Went to stay with his brother. Then I called Renee. Hey girl, she answered, chipper. Like nothing was wrong. What's up? Come to my house, I said. Now. We need to talk. Is everything okay? Just come. Now. She arrived 20 minutes later. Walked in with her key. The key I'd given her as my best friend, my sister, my daughter's godmother. I was sitting at the kitchen table. The same table where she'd eaten countless dinners, where we'd laughed and talked and planned and dreamed together for 15 years. What's going on? She asked, sitting down. I slid my phone across the table, opened to her messages with Terrence. The color drained from her face. Monica, 15 years, I said quietly. 15 years of friendship. You were my roommate, my sorority sister, my maid of honor, my daughter's godmother. You stood in church and vowed before God to protect her, to guide her, to be her second mother. I'm so sorry. And you were fucking my husband. In my house. In the house where my daughter lives. You never meant for me to find out, I said. That's what you meant. You never meant to hurt me. You just meant to keep doing it without me knowing. It wasn't like that. What was it like then? I asked. Tell me. Explain to me how my best friend and my husband ending up in bed together was something that just happened. Explain how you came to my daughter's birthday party, hugged me, told me you loved me, then went upstairs in my own house to text my husband that you couldn't wait to see him later. She started crying. I fell in love with him. You fell in love with my husband. I didn't mean to. Did you think about Zara? I asked. When you were sleeping with her father? When you were destroying her family? Did you think about the little girl who calls you Auntie Nini? Who trusts you? Who loves you? Yes, she sobbed. I thought about her all the time. I felt horrible, but not horrible enough to stop. Silence. Pastor Williams has removed you as Zara's godmother, I said. Officially. It's on church record. You violated your vows. You're no longer her spiritual guardian. Renee's face crumpled. No, please. Monica, I love Zara. You don't get to love her, I said coldly. You don't get to be in her life. You destroyed her family. You don't get to play doting godmother anymore. Please don't take her away from me. I'm not taking her away. You threw her away when you decided my husband was more important than your goddaughter. Monica, I'm begging you. Get out of my house, I said. Leave your key. Don't ever come back. Don't call me, don't text me, don't try to contact Zara. If you do, I'll file a restraining order. You're dead to us. Monica, please, you're my best friend. I was your best friend, I said, for 15 years. And you destroyed that. Now get out. She left, put her key on the table, walked out crying. I locked the door behind her and finally let myself cry. The next weeks were brutal. Not because I missed Terrence or Renee. I didn't. I mourned the people I thought they were. But I didn't miss the people they actually were. The brutal part was Zara. Where's Auntie Nini? She asked constantly. Why isn't she coming to my dance recital? Can we call her? When can I see her? How do you explain to a 7-year-old that the woman she's known her entire life, the woman who vowed to guide her spiritually, betrayed her family so completely that she can never be in her life again? Baby, Auntie Nini isn't going to be around anymore, I told her gently. Why? Because sometimes adults make choices that hurt people. And when that happens, we have to create distance to stay safe. Did she hurt you, Mommy? Yes, baby. She hurt me very much. I miss her, Zara said, crying. I know, baby. I miss who I thought she was, too. That broke my heart more than anything else. Watching my daughter grieve for someone who'd betrayed her family. The divorce took 8 months. Terrence tried to fight for 50-50 custody. My lawyer destroyed that. Your client had an affair with the child's godmother, my lawyer told the judge. An affair conducted partially in the family home while the child was present. He showed remarkably poor judgment regarding his daughter's welfare. I got primary custody. Terrence got every other weekend and 1 weeknight dinner. I got the house, got 65% of assets, got child support, got everything. Terrence and Renee's relationship fell apart within months. Turns out when you build a relationship on lies and betrayal, it doesn't last. They broke up 6 months after I discovered the affair. She wasn't who I thought she was, Terrence told me during a custody exchange. Like he was the victim. Neither were you, I said coldly. The hardest part was the community fallout. Because Renee wasn't just my best friend. She was part of our church, our friend group, our community. When the truth came out, people had to choose sides. Most chose mine. Our church community rallied around us. My sorority sisters, our sorority sisters, cut Renee off completely. Our mutual friends stopped talking to her. What she did is unforgivable. One friend told me. She didn't just betray you. She betrayed sacred vows. She betrayed a child. That's beyond the pale. Renee tried to reach out multiple times. Texts I didn't answer. Emails I deleted. A letter she sent that I burned without reading. 6 months after I kicked her out, she sent one final text. Monica, I know you'll never forgive me. I don't deserve your forgiveness. But please know that I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I lost the best friend I ever had, and it's my own fault. I hope someday Zara understands that I loved her, even though I destroyed her family. I hope you're happy. I hope you find someone who deserves you. Because Terrence didn't. And I definitely didn't. I didn't respond. But I didn't delete it either. Maybe someday, years from now, I'll want to remember that she was sorry. Maybe not. That was 18 months ago. I'm 36 now. Zara is 9. We've rebuilt our lives. I'm still at my nonprofit. Got another promotion. Doing work I'm proud of. Bought out Terrence's share of the house. It's mine now, completely. Zara and I redecorated, made it fully ours without his presence. Zara's doing okay. She stopped asking about Auntie Nini after about 6 months. She sees a child therapist who's helped her process the divorce and the loss of her godmother. I'm glad she's not my godmother anymore, Zara told me recently. Because godmothers are supposed to protect you, and she didn't protect us. Out of the mouths of babes. I'm dating someone new. His name is Marcus. He's a teacher, and he's kind and honest. We're taking it slow, but it's good. Healthy. Zara likes him, which matters. Terrence remarried recently. Some woman he met on a dating app. I genuinely don't care. Renee moved to Atlanta, tried to start over where nobody knew her story. But word travels in Black professional circles. People know. I ran into a mutual friend from college recently. Have you heard about Renee? She asked. No, I said. And I don't want to. I just thought you should know. She's struggling. Lost most of her friends. Can't really date because every time someone Googles her, the story comes up. She tried to join a church in Atlanta, but someone from Howard recognized her and told the pastor what she did. Good, I said. Not sorry, not vindictive, just satisfied. People sometimes ask me if I miss the friendship, if I miss Renee. The answer is complicated. I miss who I thought she was. I miss the friend I had for 15 years. The roommate who became my sister. The maid of honor who cried during my wedding. The godmother who held my baby and promised to protect her. But that person was never real. Or maybe she was real for 14 years and became someone else in year 15. I'll never know. What I do know is this. Trust is sacred. Friendship is sacred. And the role of godparent? That's the most sacred of all. Renee violated all three. She didn't just sleep with my husband. She didn't just break my heart. She violated sacred vows she made before God and our community. She betrayed a child who loved and trusted her. She destroyed 15 years of sisterhood for a man who wasn't even worth it, and she has to live with that for the rest of her life. My name is Monica Patterson. My husband's mistress was my daughter's godmother, my best friend of 15 years, my sister friend, the woman I trusted with my child's soul. She stood in church and vowed to protect Zara. Instead, she destroyed Zara's family. She told me she was my ride or die. Instead, she rode my husband while I trusted her. She called me her best friend, while sleeping with my husband in my house. 18 months later, I'm still standing, still strong, still raising my daughter, still building a life. Terrence lost his wife, his family intact, and most of his assets. Renee lost her best friend, her goddaughter, her community, and her reputation. And me? I lost a husband who didn't deserve me, and a friend who betrayed me. Those aren't losses. Those are removals of toxic people from my life. The friendship is gone. The sisterhood is destroyed. The trust is shattered beyond repair. But I'm still here. And that's what matters. Because 15 years of friendship means nothing when someone violates sacred trust. When someone looks God in the face, makes vows over your child, then destroys your family. That's not friendship. That's betrayal in its purest, most devastating form. And I refuse to carry that weight anymore. I released it. Released them both. And found peace. If this story broke your heart and then made you feel justice, subscribe for more stories about Black women who choose themselves. Hit like if you believe godparent vows are sacred. Comment. Could you forgive a friend who did this? How would you explain it to your child? Thank you for watching, and remember, not everyone who calls you sister deserves that title. See you in the next story.